I did hear about a hadith. I don't know what's the hadith. I don't know is the level of it. But they said it's hadith. That there will be 4 that will be punished for a lady who doesn't wear hijab. The father, her brother, the husband, and her son. 4. And that's not mentioning her. That's mentioning somebody else. Now, if you wondered, wait a minute, how can somebody else be punished for what somebody else does? How can I have a burden that I can't bear? That's not fair. لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت. And how are you going to, wait a minute, how does that work? There's another hadith saying about women that if they are at the gravesite screaming and, like pulling out their hair and ripping up their clothes and going crazy over somebody dead, that the one in the grave is going to be punished. How is that fair? He can't do anything. He's just laying there. He's going to be punished because this lady is doing that. Well, the scholars explained the hadith like this. They said because he didn't teach them the right way. He allowed them to do that. So now he's going to be punished because they're doing it. And the same way for those who don't make sure the women understand the proper dress in Islam. There are 2 clear verses in the Quran describing exactly what Allah expects from the believing women in their attire. And they're not parables. These are not just little stories or poems in the Quran. It's exactly describing how she is to dress. Nothing in the Quran tells you how to dress. It doesn't. We know from hadith about the awrah. But Quran is specifically saying in 2 verses, Surah An-Nur, which Sheikh was reading from tonight, by the way, right? Yeah, I like your reading, by the way. MashaAllah. Chapter 24, he was reading the beginning, but when he come to this verse, is number 30, not 31, 30, said, tell the believing men. You notice I mentioned men? Because Allah mentioned that. It's not fair to take one ayah but not mention the other one. Tell the believing men to lower their gaze. Lower their gaze. And to guard their private parts. And that's better for them. This is the status of a Muslim. This is a believer. That's what he does. But look at the next verse. And tell. This is waqul. And tell the believing women to lower their gaze, guard their private parts, and to draw the khimar down over juyubahinna. Is that what it says? Close enough. Juyubahinna is the chest, and the khimar is the headpiece. And the Arabs understood that, and they did that. Those women who didn't have a khimar tore from their waistcoats, from their morts, that they had an extra cloth, and they put it over their heads and their faces. And Aisha, radiallahu anha, she made dua for them, and this is in Sahih Bukhari, in the English translation, chapter 6, the volume is 6, and the chapter is 222, and the hadith number is 282. Chapter 220 and the hadith number 282. There you go. Go read it for yourself. So it's in the hadith. It's in the Quran. This is how women are going to be. If they go out, if they're going to be around any men who are not their father, their sons, their father's son, etc., etc., then, and Allah took the trouble to list the whole family. This is not a joke. And it's not just for Arabs 1400 years ago. It's for the believers. It doesn't say tell the Arabs, go look. It says tell the believing women. And the second one is in Surah Al-Hijab, chapter 33, verse 59. It's really clear in that one. Ya ayyuhan nabi, Oh, no, wait, that's just for the Prophet. Tell your azwajika, that's his wives. Wa banatika, that's his daughters. And the believing women. Oops, you didn't want me to read that part, did you? That when they go out, they have to draw their abaya all over their body. But it's not their fault. You know why? Because in Surah An-Nisa, chapter 4, if you go by the numbers like I do, ayah number 34, the first word is rajulan. You, the men, have the responsibility to provide and protect the women. That's your job. And you're not protecting them because, number one, you didn't even educate them to know that this is a part of Islam. And they're not acting like believers if they're not dressing like believers. And you're not helping because you haven't provided them the environment where they're comfortable to wear it. And some of you have forbidden the girls to wear the hijab, and wallahi, you'll answer that on the Day of Judgment. And don't lie to me and say you didn't do it, because I know you haven't. I get email from them all the time telling me my dad, my brother, my husband won't let me wear the hijab. He tells me, oh, it's be better just blend in, you know, Islam doesn't want you to look different, and just kind of sneak by, and, you know, it'll cause fitna, I'll lose my job, maybe we'll be in trouble, maybe the government's going to watch me. But what about Allah? Isn't Allah watching you?